reading something is more difficult in isolation. When you don't have people of like minds, it becomes difficult. So that we are together in this means that all of us have one mind. We have one goal, we have one vision. So please make sure you don't live here the same way you came. Take plenty pictures. Take plenty pictures. Collect at least 5 contacts. Don't just relate with people, connect with people. And please don't hold back your questions. Ask your questions and remain blessed. Thank you very much.
For them, reach out to them for funds. They'll not tell you, you put my name as the what before I can give you a form. Now, there are rules before you can call somebody a co-author or something. To share your copyright, the person must make significant input in that work. Not just like you give me money to do it, or I finish writing it, you read it or educated work. You now tell me you are a co-author. You are not a co-author. A co-author is the person that contributed significantly to the writing of that book. So as I'm writing chapter 1, chapter 1, inside that chapter 1 I authored, you have like a few pages that you wrote inside the same chapter 1. Not like I wrote chapter 1, you wrote chapter 2. If like you can separate the work from this one wrote this one wrote that, that's not joint authorship. Joint authorship is one like we did it together. Then I don't think we'll be able to separate what I did from what this one did. So that's when you can say it's joint authorship. And now if so basically that there are certain scenarios where people will just like maybe if your work is up to 20 years, they'll not feel like the copyright has expired. Now when it comes to copyright, especially in musical, literary and artistry works, your copyright exists till you die. And even after you die, it exists for the next 50 years. So for the next 50 years, after your death, nobody can take credit for your work. Even though they are paying money into it, it will go to your family, that's to your estate, whoever is in charge of it. That's why you can see people like Fela Kuti. Fela is dead, but his children are earning massively from the songs he produced. You can see people like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is late, but his estates are getting like billions of dollars every month from streams of their late father's music. That's because it's not even up to 50 years, 70 years they died. Sorry, for musical works, artistic works, and literary works, it takes 70 years. So you produce it, you enjoy the benefits throughout your lifetime, and 70 years even after your death, you can still enforce. If anybody breaches on your copyright, your estate, your surviving children can enforce it. Then when it comes to all these cinematography, that is movie production, sound recording, and broadcasting, it exists like your copyright exists like from that you produce it to the next 50 years, your copyright is still intact. So if anybody infringes on it or encroaches on it, you have the right to sue the person. So I've touched literally everything that you need to understand about copyright. So if you are writing a book, you are producing a music, or you have a movie you want to produce, now the steps for you to ensure that you get your copyright protected is that you like how do I put it? Ensure the work is published. In as much as you finish publishing the work or you finish singing the song, the next thing you need to do is to head on to the site to go and register. The site to register your copyright.gov.ng. Now when you head to that site, they don't need much documents from you. What they need is the name of the year you produced it. Who is or if like you are not the one that makes who is your producer or who is your publisher, then your name and your address. After putting that details, you pay the fee that they're supposed to pay for the category you are registering. That's just it. The next thing you get is the notification confirming your registration. It's as simple as that. And as we do say in Nigeria, prevention is better than cure. Don't wait for your copyrights to be infringed upon before you now go to the court to write to them. Try to protect yourself ahead of time. And there are like necessary steps you need to take, even when you are not like when you are not protecting your work yet, like let me say you do short clips, short videos, try to watermark your videos. try to watermark your videos. My friend in the US posted a particular, there's this famous blogger on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So my friend in the US recorded this video. She recorded a particular video, and she took 3 days to edit this video. When you see the edit, you'll be like, wow. So she posted the video on TikTok. She just opened that channel and just talked about coding. So that was the first video she posted on her TikTok and YouTube one day. Only to discover that this popular is a gospel video too. So there's this popular blogger that works for this big name of God. I won't mention him. The person took the video, went and posted it in his own YouTube and TikTok without giving credit. So I had to help her like remove copyright on YouTube and TikTok. But then the little thing would have stopped all this. Watermark your video. As you make the video, just watermark it totally there. As you go back, in as much as you're putting your content, because that C, there's this emoji, C and circle. That C stands for credit. So whatever, even though it's rubbish, even though it's poem, I woke up and sun was much. C, Estafita. 27 April 2026. Write it. I was feeling very busy and I did, oh my god, wonderful little sky. Put your name and what? The day that you did it. That's the little way for doing what? For enforcing your copyright. And if you notice that your copyright is infringed, don't keep quiet. There's a girl that sang, there's this song a girl sang. I like what she sang. So she sang it in the evening with child. So when she sang it, I think they even used it in one of the senators' burial. UK was there. So UK tried to song that went viral. So when I went to check the song on TikTok, the person that sang the song is there, going live to get popular. Another person is collecting credits for the song she sang. If you go to the credit session, it's for another person. She's not the owner of the song. She just used the song to do a fine game with their posted. So everybody is resharing the song from her. The credit is going to her. So the way the TikTok is paying, she's the one getting it. So I reached out to the girl singing that sang the song. When I reached out to her, I tried to engage her in the conversation. I said, no, let me just see how she thought. So I was going through her comment session. So I started tagging her. They asked to sing the song. I would tag her. And she would come, she would give a very no response. I'll be like so when I saw that thing, I could not approach her because but I spoke with a few people that I know this man. She was able to go back to the internet, remove the credits from that girl and attach it to herself. Even went on to publish the work and put it on streaming platforms. So when your copyright is infringe your phone, how is the police intimidate you? Everybody knows right from wrong. Don't let anybody intimidate you. Police cannot kill you. Court case will not eat all your money. There's something called pro bono cases. You can approach the court. I don't have money but I want to be represented. The government pay lawyers to represent pro bono. So approach the court. Sometimes once your lawyer responds, you won't want to settle. So don't keep quiet on your copyright infringement. Thank you so much.
Okay, second thing she has said is like this part of the world, we don't take it seriously. I don't how many of us know Sabinus? We know Sabinus here. So there was a time Sabinus sued Big Milk and Gala because they used his slogan something huge. And I know it's a lie that they didn't have sense and he made money from that. And that's what she's saying, copyright. Who would have thought? Just say something good. Just Big Milk is the Gala is he sued them, like that kind of he sued them, they paid him for it. Also, as creatives, I know a lot of us these days what we like to do is go outside, put eye guys, pull out your camera and you're video. If you capture someone in your video without a picture, they can sue you. Right? For instance, like Mawasa, I'm making the video that I capture someone that doesn't want to be in the video. If they see it, they can sue me, right? So it calls for being careful. Yes, Nigeria is not really advanced to that point, but let's start becoming aware of these things. For instance, I have a friend here, they thought, I don't know, whatever thought or took her picture and posted it because she won't find it. And I was telling her about it, I said, we need to sue this club. Why do they take your picture and post without telling you? And you're just going to viral. the fine style here, but they took your picture. They didn't tell you no permission whatsoever. They just took your picture. They posted. So now we're not saying this is Owuzi Igano Izarwa, it doesn't about two people, no, but it's also that we are aware of these things. So even you as a creative, you will know that okay, there are things that can be done, there are things that cannot be done. Even you as a because they can sue you. Even this is talking about plagiarism. I don't know how many of us have done research here in the final year and all of that. You bring your work to your lecturer and you say that you plagiarize this work. What is it is that you copy somebody's work and just copy and paste it up. If they catch you, they will see you.
No matter how unsocial, like we are not social to anybody, try and that at least be social with a doctor. Thank God you have a doctor in your midst. Try and have one doctor that you are social with, and have one lawyer that you are social with. If you don't have a doctor in your life, you don't have a lawyer, you are doomed. See, let me tell you what's happening on the internet. I'll be giving you stories as we progress. Everyone got an English comprehension textbook for a child. This child just plots for. And in the textbook, they wrote a violent convention passage where the man put iron in the fire, use the hot iron to chew in the nose of the dog. The dog has died. More like, I think it's trying to replicate like the normal civic goes to school passage we read when we were quite young, and the normal Edith music Calabar, all this kind of slavery. But how do you make like a parent read to their 4-year-old that you can put iron or stove to their pot if your brother annoys you there? That's literally what it means, because the mother was complaining. I have a little baby that is 3 months old, and I'm reading to my son. In fact, my son is also reading to himself. How if your dog gets you angry, light the fire, put iron inside, use it and chew the windows of the dog. Don't you think he would practicalize it on his brother? So this was the conscience of the woman, and she didn't even go to court to sue them for anything. She went to the internet. She was like, we need to call these publishers and ask them what they are publishing for our toddlers, because it's no longer safe out there. If I know this boy is his kid brother, I'm like, let me get out for 5 minutes, I'll be back shortly. Probably the brother might cook or urinate and pour him, now light iron and start burning him. Guess what happened? She just casually posted this on the internet. So the publishers reached out to her that they want to see her. So she said she cannot go. Because how do you want to see me and it's in police station you want to see me? That means you want to detain me. So she refused to meet with their call. Guess what they were doing? They were arresting, as I'm speaking to you, they are arresting everyone around her. If you are a sister or anything, they will just come and pick you up. But I'm just grateful that Senator Natasha has stepped into the matter. But that's the kind of age and time you are in. Anything you say, anything you do, you don't have a right until you know your rights. A right that you don't know does not exist unless you are aware of that right. Now, there are some of you that, because you are not aware of your right, your intellectual property rights, you sign some contracts that are detrimental to you. I don't know if you have heard of Cynthia Morgan. You know Cynthia Morgan. I don't have a temporary with her. So Cynthia Morgan is not like a late artist. She's been singing, I think, even before I knew how to dress up myself. So in 2010, a problem came up between she and one Northeast production. Now what is the challenge? She was having difficulty like to sustain herself abroad as a musician. So she signed up with this record label to sing it for them. But in terms of like the contract she signed, because she's not a lawyer, she cannot go through the text. After I feel like if you want to open Facebook or TikTok, they tell you read terms and conditions. Do you used to read it? They just agree to it. Yeah. So when I people go and say, yeah, violating about that, yeah, telling about that, you do read it. You don't say that to it. So everything has terms and conditions. So they gave her an agreement to sign before they can start managing her and helping her sort her little biz and all of that. So in the agreement, she doesn't know that part of the terms of the agreement is that our own name, our personal name, given to her by our mother, and our own song name, like they have trademarked it and it will become property of the company. So when she signed the agreement, she worked with them and she was not like, this thing is not favoring me. They are putting 60% of the capital, I need to leave. So when she left the record label, she wanted to stand on her own. She discovered that she can no longer use her name to that. Why? Her name has been trademarked. So she changed her name. So just imagine you building a brand since you were young. Everybody has been hearing Miracobia and the rest of it. Then God forbid you get to like 28, 30 years. You're not telling I'm Miracobia above viral. My song is hitting everywhere, abroad and in Nigeria. You're telling me I can no longer use my name because I signed a contract that was detrimental to me. So that's how much of intellectual property we need to be aware of. Please, am I communicating? Are we learning anything? Is my grammar too big? I think my time break down this grammar. It's not. So going forward, let's talk about the protection of intellectual property. Now, whenever we talk about intellectual property, some people think like, for you to be like, I have copyrights to my book, I have to go and see the government, give them the copy. But the real thing and the truth about Watch is that once you created something, and this is your original creation, you came up with the idea and you created it alone, then automatically you own the copyright to that book. If you are writing a book, you need copy from anybody. This is your. When I mean copy, there are certain copies like copying on the like in our creative industry that is acceptable. Like you copy little parts, like for instance, if I'm writing something, I'm giving a paper or I'm writing a legal guide for law students, then I make reference to certain words by Lord David and the rest of it. It's allowed. When you copy people and reference them, know that you go and copy 30 pages and put in your book, then you now do 1 page commentary or 1 page advice. Then let me say you've copied 30 pages from outsiders, then you follow this book is just 50 pages. So you are infringing on their copyright. But certain copyrights that are acceptable is like it's enough to copy a page, then you like reference it, that's enough. But now, if you copy a whole bulk work like that, it's not acceptable. And I made mention of the fact that so far as this thing you have written, this song you sang is your own song. The beats, everything, you have it. You came up with the beats, your producers and everything. The song, the lyrics, you came up with it. You didn't copy it from anybody. You automatically own copyrights to that music. Now, for you to like make your copyright secure in a way that you can enforce it in a situation where there is an infringement. I don't know if I'm being too far. Infringement is when somebody copies your work without giving you due credit. It's when they steal your intellectual property. They steal your music. Go and give credit to themselves. That's what we mean by infringement. Do we even have musicians? Do we have anybody to music here? Okay, so it's mostly writers. So I'll just stick to writing. So if somebody copies your work and the person does not give you credit, the person has infringed your work. So I talked about once you write the book, you are what? You are the owner, you own the copyright. Now, the next thing you need to do is to move on to NCC, Nigerian Copyright Commission, to get that work like recognized by law. And now the essence the work wants to be recognized by law is also to recognize it as the author of this book. Now, the process is not hard. Many writers think it's very expensive. The last one I did was like, if your book is like from 50 pages and below, it's just 5,000 naira to get it registered on the site. Then you get your registration certificate. And it's better when you are approaching the court to tell the court that somebody is doing your work and you are going there with like a certificate from NCC that this is my work. It is better that way compared to the fact that you are relying on the automatic rights that it's already my right because I'm the original creator. That way, when you get to the court, before you can enforce it to certain extent, you need to now go and register it, and it will be more expensive compared to if you have done it earlier before then. And now, another issue we have in the creative space is co-authorship. You see all this co-authorship, joint production, and everything. So you employ a secretary, your secretary is working for you, and most of the things you're telling her, research this, add to my book and write it. Your secretary or your PA is doing it for you. Then maybe at the end of the day, you now say, you join author or you author the book with your secretary because she helped you. The secretary is not a co-author, she was your worker, she worked for you. And now there are certain persons that when you see that you are making progress, it's only when you are making progress you want to identify it. And some of them, when you want to identify it, you want to take glory. So you wrote a book, you are publishing you want to publish something like I think, oh, that was 2020. I just started like that on Facebook. I think the next year, 2021, was when I connected with Miracle. We still connected on Facebook. We didn't meet each other until several years later. Now on Facebook, what were we doing? We were operating as content writers. So we were writing for fun. From writing for fun, we were writing to for competitions. We bring writing contests. So I win this contest and maybe get their 10,000 naira. Some was just paper. Some was just access to their academic, then brush up our skills. So from moving from there, we started noticing little things. You can look like, let me say, let me give the first instance of my direct experience. And like, I don't even know what was still out. So they have this still out challenge. Still out challenge is that challenge that trended during COVID. You would go naked, you on the very dim lights, and you be dancing while naked, and because the light is dim, and people will not be able to, something like that. So I don't know what was still out, but it was trending. So Christian creators were like, what's the logic behind going naked in a dim-lighted room? It's not right. So many people were giving their opinions of how they enjoy it. So as a Christian creative, I wanted to learn my own opinion in this issue. So I don't even know what to still out. I have to go and search for the challenge, search for the meaning of still out. I need lots of research just to write the content. When I came up with the content and posted it, this content like blew up on the internet. It went viral. Everybody, they were reposting and everything, reposting, sharing these that, including that's what the Christian community likes. When of God reached out to me and all of that. One day I just woke up. One boy from nowhere that I don't even know copied my content, word for word, posted it on his page. You don't give credit to me, give credit to himself. I don't understand. You don't know how much you are attached to your creation until you see it like someone is trying to steal it from you. So that's when it dawned on me. I was like, so even with these little intangible things we are doing, it's capable of being stolen. And that's how we are coming into the industry of intellectual property. Now, in the 1990s, you hear our father saying that oil and gas is the way. Oil and gas is no longer the way. We are shifting to technology. And as we are shifting to technology, we are shifting to creative economy. As we are shifting to creative economy, intellectual property is now making up to 40% of the Nigerian gross domestic product. So, what is intellectual property? Intellectual property is the right that you have in your intellectual property. Now, when we talk about intellectual property, it's not physical, excuse me, sir. Let me say, I am the author of this book. Let's assume Grant Cannon's name here is Mr. Peter. That I have intellectual property over this book does not mean I have a physical copy is what I own ownership to. That is not it. What I have ownership into is like the intangible. How do I put this? It's like the intangible ownership in this work, such that you cannot discuss the pages or chapters of this work. You cannot change the design of this work. You cannot, on your own, go and print this work and share it to start selling it, or you import this work, or you export this work to another country and start selling it or something. That's what intellectual property is all about. And when we talk about intellectual property, it's not just about book. Now, let me give you an instance. Intellectual property is not just about book. Intellectual property covers all aspects of human life. There's patency, there's trademark, and there's not that. But for today, we focus on copyright. Now, let me bring your attention back to what's happening on the internet. In case you don't know, how many people heard of the born-bred woman? How many persons have heard of the born-bred incident? Just, okay. If you have not heard of it, I would have asked you how your social media manager and you've not heard of it. So there are a lot of controversies going on with the internet. Some years back, somebody sang with Obi this big one song, and in the song, he sang it with the name of Mercy Chinwo. I don't know how many of you listened to that song. The song was more like Cardi B for God, Mercy Chinwo for church. So when Mercy Chinwo heard the song, Mercy Chinwo sued Obi for the sum of 2 billion naira. Now, what was the challenge there? He owns the copyrights, everything about the song belongs to him. But the challenge there now is that song is a defamation to Mercy Chinwo's name. Why? Because Mercy Chinwo is not, how do I put it? She's not a pop singer. She's not a secular singer. She's a gospel artist. They are putting her name in a very derogatory manner, saying things that she's a Christian church, and I don't know if you get. So when Mr. Chinwo brought that suit, I think she won the cheat. Like, she didn't even proceed with the suit because he agreed to his terms. He took down the song from all streaming platforms, all the ads and everything. So this is how well I'm trying to educate you on your copyright, how do I put it? Your copyright appropriating. Now when we talk about copyright covers these major aspects. Now, if you are someone that is into like artistry, you are an artist here, maybe you paint, you draw, you do all of that, you have rights to creation. If you are a writer, you write, you are a script writer, you are an author, you have rights to your book. It comes under your literary rights. And if you are a musician, you make music and all of that, you have rights to your music. If you are a film producer, let's say, or even though you are not a film producer, this is not like era of film, because we have cinematic shots that are not necessarily movies, and a whole lot of them. If you do anything that involves video, the cinematography right under your copyright covers you. And even though you are a sound recorder, you know, like sound recording is really selling these days. Once you say anything that's very funny, DJs have put your song in the same. You just say DJ, this is repeating your song. So sound recording, you have the rights that covers you. If you're a broadcaster, you have a TV series and all of that, you have the rights that also covers you. All these your rights come under section 2, sub 1 of the Copyright Act. It's not my intention to mention sections and everything. I'll try my best not to make it more of a legal jargon. Now, going forward, you cannot just stand up and go and sue somebody like you have infringed my copyright, so I want to sue you. There are certain conditions that need to be put in place, and one of it is it's something a lot of us we don't know about. Now, the number one is that an idea is not a creative work that needs copyright protection. So you have an idea of a book you want to write. I beg you in the name of God, don't tell it to somebody. If you tell it to someone and the person eventually writes similar book, you cannot sue the person for copyright infringement. Why? Because copyright only produces a work. It only protects a work that has been produced in a tangible form, a fixed form. If you say somebody stole your song, then you must have sung that song. If you say somebody infringed on your book or pirated your book, then you must have published the book. If you say somebody infringed on your movie production, then the movie production must be seen to be in existence. In case of the logo against allied newspapers, I'm sorry I'm reading law again, but in that case, what did the court help? Because any idea that exists in the head is not what protects it. What the law protects is what they can see. If you say somebody stole your sound recording, play the sound recording in school, let's listen to it. In as much as you have not published that one, you are not putting it in any fixed or express form, you have no copyright rights. So if you have idea for a song, don't tell anybody. In as much as the person is not in your team, don't be too excited to share it with the person. You'll go and sing your song and take everything. You cannot sue the person to court. And another thing you need to know before you can come, like, go approach the court or NCC to claim for copyright infringement. Another thing you need to know that the work you are like claiming copyright ownership to must be your original work. It's not something you copied from somebody else. It must be your original creation. In as much as it's your original creation, the court is going to listen to you. And I'm sorry I'm bringing court here. Whenever we have a lot of things to do when it pertains to copyright, intellectual property, some of you go as far as your landed properties. You don't want to use your ear to the airport. Until you are in trouble, that's when you know that you can go to court. That's not really like, that's a very long thing to do in this age and time. That's a very long thing to do. I was telling my friend, I said, no matter how, I don't know, no matter how lonely you are, no matter how reserved, amen.
So I don't know how many of us have questions here for her. What she goes. So you please, if you have a question, I believe that we were writing it down.
So my question first of all, I sometimes 20, I used to describe so you know how to describe you don't take I write it in my paper. So when I started getting to someone, when I used to do my job, I used those words. And somehow, I don't know what happened. My employer was someone I didn't think of. So when she saw the work, she said, not soon, she wanted to have to like take down. I was like, I mean, you know, I think want to protect my right for me not to do it. I mean, you're very good. That's the next one, you know, as crazy, I think one of yes, I think so. No, I don't think any idea is one thing is that your idea can be good. I don't think any idea is because I don't know that right. And I think I read somewhere one of us my question is when you create someone to work in different context, right? Let's say somebody has written a book for adults, you want to write your own way. Are you
I just read the question. Yeah, very sure. So before she answers, I heard when she was saying that you don't read terms and conditions. So maybe now your US client, she wrote terms and conditions that on no account of you create whatever work. Now whatever work you're writing for her is it's just for her. Like they are just writing and she's the owner of the work, the original owner, and you can't use it. So I'm thinking that's what happened before she answers. That's my own question.
Thank you so much. What you said is correct. That's another like initial president. Then the second thing, or should I say the most important thing, is let's go to the Section 28 of the Copyright Act. Section 28 says that if you write a work, whatever the work is, there's something called moral rights. Now, okay, I didn't mention this. When in your creative work, your like whatever creative piece you make, there are two types of rights embedded in it. There's the ownership rights and there's the ownership rights. Now, your ownership rights is protected by Section 28 of the Copyright Act. The right to be recognized as the owner is always on me. That is my moral right. It's protected by Section 28 of the Act. Now, this is Section 28 of 2. Section 28 of 2 says if you are an employee, I employ you to do work for me. I have the right to take all the rights that come to that creative work. So including your ownership rights, commodities, and your ownership rights, I still have it. Your commercial rights, that is the right to make money from it, I have it. If you are working for government, there are not some. In all government establishments that you work, and you make you produce creative works for them, you don't have the right to say it is yours. The government takes ownership of it. Same with certain companies. If you work for them, you can't take ownership or credit for their work. They are the ones that take ownership for it because they are your employer. And they also include it in the terms of contract. And now, talking about terms of contract, people can go as far as TNT, do not disclose. There's some companies that you then not open your mouth to make sure that you work with them at any point in life. They are going to sue you. So, in as much as a freelancer or you do anything in the creative space, be very meticulous when it comes to agreeing to terms of agreement. Like any terms at all, be very careful before agreeing to it. And now your second question is okay, can you recreate someone's work? Of course you can. It's just like, let's say perfumes. Now we have the main designer perfumes, 1 million, Prada Ventures, Good Girl, and the rest of it. Then we have companies like Jimmy, Smart, City. What do? They make copies of this perfume. Now what they do is they make cheaper versions of this perfume. More like I'm using your scent because the scent will be exactly similar with the designer perfumes. But the difference is that mine is of low quality. Mine will not last you for 68 hours. Mine can only last you for 6 hours. Now I'm going to recreate a work that has originally created by another person. You need to get the consent of that person. And after getting the consent and authorization of that person, you also need to reference the person in that work you are creating. Do you understand? What's your last question?
Please come here, Bishop. It's a new process. It's a new process.
My question is, as a freelancer or a creative person, for instance, when you are starting, you are still trying to get jobs in order to build our portfolios. You do some free works like it's not paid, just create a company on our head, do designs, for instance, a graphic designer or a brand designer, you do some logos, then on your own, then you post it on apps like Pinterest or other freelance work jobs. Then, as along the line, some topics takes that the same similar logo, exactly the same design, and now use it for an existing brand. So what I'm saying is, this current OP, I have an idea of the trade. This current OP logo, he designed it before when he was still starting, and now I think so. He posted it on Pinterest. I know Pinterest is accessible to everyone. So the person that designed for OP now took the logo. The design he did about 2018 or thereabout, took the logo now and now he uses it as the OP logo. The only thing is they just swipe the colors they used. So can you do anything about that as in terms of copyright or seeing OP for that?
Okay. Now the thing is, I think about registering your copyright. But in a situation where you do not register your copyright, clearly our host talked about it, Sabinus. Sabinus trademarked something huge after he saw that we used it. It's not like he trademarked it in advance when he started. When he saw something huge was getting it, that I used it, and they used an image showing his big belly. What he did is he rushed and trademark. After trademarking, you can again, this thing you are posting. He did not tell me how to do it. I just see it. I trademarked it. So what your friend would have done is to rush and register that work with copyright. Because they took Pinterest. Even me, I take everything from Pinterest. So I take design of Pinterest and I create. And aside that, even dresses for everything. In case you don't know, even your dress in your fashion, they are trademarked now. If a fashion designer here, it's not any clothes your client used to sew like you sew. We research about the dress, the outfit, if it is trademarked. If it is trademarked, some of them I cannot sew it. If not, you get this problem with the jurisprudence and the likes of it. So now, what you're supposed to do, your friend or your friend is supposed to do is go and trademark that work. And the essence is trademarking that work. So, like, you are spending money to trademark it. Don't set it down for resolution. What are you supposed to do? Find them for compensation. Or you don't not compensate, let them take it down. Or let them give you credit for it. So imagine you add on your portfolio that you designed or you brought about the primary conception of video produced by people. That's a big sellout for yourself. So in the case of next time, trademark, you maybe need to trademark it, register your work with copyright, then go for them and pay for them. That's it.
Any other question? Ask your question. Okay, please let me ask. Can you just quickly give us a breakdown of how we can actually do this copyright, this trademarking, how do you register it?
I said it.
Oh, she said, yes. Please say it again. With everything of that.
I said the first thing you need to do, ensure that your work is original. You do not copy it from somebody. And let the work not be an idea that exists in your head. Produce it. If it is a book, produce the book, publish it. If it is a song, let it be you sign it. If it is a movie, let it be that. It's not just the idea of this. You have it. You have manuscripts of it. Now what you do, copyright.gov.ng. When you reach there, this is the title of your book. You put the year you produced it or published it. Then you add your name as the author and your location. If you have a publisher that helps you in the course of anything, include the name of your publisher, then upload the book. If it is a movie, upload the movie. If it is a book, upload copy of the book again. They'll ask you to pay a certain fee. The fee is not bank breaking. You pay the fee. Then you get a notification response from them. It's your registration certificate. That's just it.
Can we appreciate it? Please, like a minute and you learn something. Please appreciate her again. Okay, so we have very important people in our list. As I call them, just you know our ways, just appreciate them as I call them. Is with the round of applause, can we recognize the presence of Mrs. Oloma Obia? Also, with a glance ovation, can we recognize Mrs. Kijoma Madu? Let us also recognize the Senior Azoka. Also, I heard that we have SUG personnel and officials in our midst. Please, can we celebrate them and show them from love? And can we celebrate Comrade Favorite Wonderful? Please, favorite. Please stand. Okay, let's appreciate, keep standing. Let's appreciate Comrade Amy Faith Ella. Comrade Amy Faith Ella. Also Comrade Ifemi Sinachi. Please appreciate. Okay, now please, let me make a way. Okay, so we got value for the first speaker, right? We got value. But not anything, that's copyright act. How to do copyright. So that nobody will steal that. So if anybody take the picture, post it to my position. I see my picture on your status, I swear you. Okay, so we are going to welcome our next speaker. I clap as I call the person. So, you know our way, I need to read the five, please. As I'm reading the which five, just be appreciating it. So, Ezechi Kanayo Jonathan is the owner of High Ventures Limited. The company specializing in entertainment and creative industries. is one of the founders of Agent Studios and currently serves as the manager of Clinton Lounge and Sapphire Luxury Inn, among several other ventures. A dynamic visionary leader and talent manager. Preacher manages He manages a roster of talented content creators. The talented content creator. Why did this not that? They class both So he's the talent. He manages a roster of talented content creators with Daddycon currently standing out as a flagship artist at the peak of his career. Through his work, he has empowered and elevated numerous youths from other states, guiding them to greater heights in their creative entertainment. Please, with a clap innovation, can you join me as we welcome the chief and the Jonathan, the preacher, and the content.
Good afternoon, everybody. Don't mind that really good. I'm just preacher. That's my goal. Alright, before we continue, I noticed the set is looking like a church set. Most of us are just very relaxed. How are you? How are you doing? How are you doing? I'm also my name is preacher. Alright, today we're talking about can I get this seat so that we can have a conversation. I'm not here to speak to you as somebody that is speaking. I'm here to interact with you. Because my section is networking and collaboration. So the first way to network is by making sure all of us are on the same page, right? Are you with me? Alright, before I start here, do you know the name of the person at your back? Do you know what she does? You don't. Are you been here for how many hours? Up to an hour. Alright. Now, do you know the person by your side? Person behind the phone. Don't. How I got here about this event, we came for an event at our bar, that's Market Square, yeah? Creators Conference, classical destiny, like we continued this trip for like 2 months to come for that. I came with Jim Martins, and what they call official community. She came out, she said, my name is, I am the celebrity author, it's all our mission. She said she has a mission and she just went to one of the stuff. That is how I met her. If she didn't introduce herself, I promise you there were 1,000 persons in that hall I didn't know and I didn't care to know. Why? Because they felt that they don't need to network and collaborate. So what I have this mission that here is very small, and for one of them, you don't know the person behind you, you don't know the person beside you. You might end up living here without knowing that you meet somebody that will have helped you get to the next level in your business. True of what? True of what? I came, I sat down at the back. Why I sat down at the back is to show you that the person that might help you might not even be the person sitting here behind you. You might not have a chance to meet somebody there, but you might have a chance to meet somebody behind you. And the person might do something close to you. Yeah, I'm a photographer, I found one. I founded AJ Studios. For those that know AJ Studios with, So for those that know AJ Studios, we founded in 2017. Then, yeah. But what helped us grow was collaboration and network. Why I talk about collaboration today is that before we finish, I want you to understand that if you leave this door and you don't multiply whatever you are doing, then the issue is from you personally. I believe most of us, everybody have whatever they're doing, at least we're creative, right? Do you know what a creative is? A creative is someone that can think. The first way to be a creative is that you can think. Having an idea shows that you're a creative. What makes you different from others? What makes you different from other photographers there was the ability to think outside the box. You can snap, anybody can hand the camera, you can just press the shutter button. The issue now is after the snapping, she can take the same picture, they can give us the same picture for four different photographers, and they say, go out and edit it. You find out that what this person is going to do can never be the same thing I'm going to do, even if the person can't form it. And what collaboration does is if you bring your creativity, this person brings their creativity. By that, all of you bring creativity together, you find out that you get the world feel wow, because 4 creatives coming together will give you different results from one creative doing that same thing. Two of us. If I'm selling Gary and you're selling Gary, everybody is selling Gary. But when you come to that, none of us agree that the Gary will be sold at a particular price. Do you know that nobody will spend less? Because if the customer, if the client comes to you and say, I want to buy that, you tell me this amount. The person goes to the next shop, the person tells the same amount. You find that marketers, what they do, they collaborate. You can't go to a line and say you want to buy something and you see them because of this person is selling higher, this person is selling lower. No, that line, they find a way to have a benchmark of price that it goes. So this brings me to the thought. You must see the next person doing the same business you're doing as a competitor. See the person as a what? Collaborator. Do you understand me? Do you understand me?
Yes.
When I was in school, I don't like English. I like maths. I used to collaborate with the person that likes English. Because I know that I need that person to at least pass the exam. It's the truth. If you give me, I will not even anything that concern writing. I don't like it. Yeah? I heard that talking about copyright. Yeah? That code, one of that code here. Yeah? This guy that say, you need to sell food for them at 150K. You saw that in the job there, 2 for them at 150K. Don't go there, don't listen to the seller. Yeah, I'm his manager, yeah. Yeah. Ugochi that's a man on fire. Yeah, I'm a manager, the second manager. Yeah, we have one because it was out. So what I do with this people here is that I sit you down, make you understand. Okay, when you go back down, we start down, we analyze the marketing. We ask people, what do you think about selling food? Who's there talking about the exuberant price of food? Because what makes you creative is doing things that if you're selling something, sell something that even the least person can buy. If you are a creative, you're snapping people, how are you? I remember the presentation wanted to come back. It's nice seeing you. I didn't know. I thought I was going to come to that side here. So all I'm saying is, I'm seeing some persons coming up here. The best place to sell your market is now that you're in school. Once you leave school, whatever you are doing, there are 10,000 persons doing it better. Are you aware? Are you aware? Once you leave this school, better than tell you, if you are selling pure water, bro, there's someone that's selling packaged pure water that you look at your own pure water and you feel about it. It's the simple truth. If your company does not come with 20 people you have, it's not that it's even simple. Have you sat down and you are snapping pictures, and if you go down and snap this picture, you look at yourself and say, Jesus, are you sure? Are you sure I want to do this now? But when you're in school and you have the time to have friends that can support you, that can collaborate with you, what do I snap picture, I have someone that does video, I have someone that writes book, all of us come together to put up something. That is collaboration. If you keep doing it, if they go in this school, at least you are sure that people from the school are your market. Tomorrow they will get married, they will have children, 2 of us. And those, whenever they do something like that, they will remember you from school days. It's the simple thing about it. I'm a married man. Yes, I got up to 30. I graduated from school when I was 2017. My first degree architecture in Abso, second degree Moai. When I was in school, I did photography. I left school and came back to Moai and studied photography. Then photography was not even close to. It was only Chelsea Major and my wife that will have the whole of our destiny that we did for. What we learned was we found a way to collaborate with these guys to get to the stage and teach other people how to work. Because first things first, you don't sell a market when you are not good. If you know you are not good, because if you are not good in what you are doing, no matter how much you network, no matter how much you collaborate, you will fail. Because if I refer you to somebody and you don't satisfy that customer, tomorrow I will never refer you to the person again. It is a simple truth. So competence is another thing you need to work on. You don't just wake up and say, I can do this thing. Therefore, you want to go and start and talking with people. Before you start passing your card to people, make sure that you are competent enough to fulfill whatever you are doing. The first time I met was Charles, yeah? Cosmos Manica, staying in Akit for all these people here in Abuja. I told them this is what I do. The man looked at me like this. He said, okay. If you are given a chance, that was the question they asked him. He said, I've given this question, if you are given a chance to be in the room with me, what will you ask? I sat down for some minutes. I said, it's true. Because just like I said, I'll give you time. If you are given a chance to sit with me in the room and you have just one question to ask, what will you ask? Like, something I can do for you. I told him I would just need another 10 minutes with you. He laughed and said, what will you I say, if I give you this one now, 1 minute I met you, you give me this period, I said 10 minutes with you, there's something you will tell me that can change me for the next 10 minutes here. It's a simple truth. But if I ask for money, money is not a measure of value. Money is just a tool of value, not a measure of what? That is not measured by how much cash he has. It's measured by how much value is worth. If this guy wins the next week of record tomorrow, his value will not be how much money he has in his pocket or how he dresses, although it's part of it. But what he will be valued for is if they need somebody to do something, who comes to your mind first? I might not be all that rich, because I'm not rich yet. People are richer. But the value I can give at a particular point in my life is what makes me richer and makes me stand out here. So as a student, whether you're in school, first of all, build value. Build value before going for networking and collaboration. Do you know what I say? Don't go out without being valuable. In this room, if I say, what is your value? I start asking one after the other, and you use your hand and put your value. Most of you don't even know. You can't copyright nonsense. You have to copyright something that has value. Two of us. If they ask you to put the copyright, then will you put it? But this guy, if my guy wins Guinness Book of Record now, and as our convener is celebrity author, she can copyright celebrity author because the time we know sounds very valuable. And once you sit down and hear better, he can copyright the name, but most of you can't even copyright anything close to yourself because you find out that the way you are answering this, people take the durability to trend these days. What do I mean? If you do nonsense on social media and trend, and you feel like you are valuable, in the next 5 years, you'll never be on the radar. That never happen. There are people that trended last 2 years, they are nowhere. Fish eye, where is he? You know why? He had no value. But it was the fish pie that made us happy at a certain point. He can't even copyright fish pie at the moment because nothing is getting copyright. He trend them with durability trends, but it doesn't last. Value lasts, it doesn't trend. That today does not trend. He is there. You can't wake up and say that today is trending for what? What is he trending for? Having money, having trending to have businesses, does it even make sense to you? Or you wake up and find out people that you still in them, or trying to hear their friend. I know this man GPI that does these conferences. He doesn't need to trend. If you don't have money to pay for value, you stay on your own. And that is where you need to understand that people don't patronize you because of how popular you are, but they patronize you because of the value you have, and they collaborate with you because of the value you have. What do I mean? If I say I want to collaborate with you as a photographer, you will ask me, can I see your Instagram handle, two of us? Or you ask me for your socials. If there is no value there, I know that they will not be value again. My Instagram is not up to 10,000 followers, but all the celebrities I've never met in my life, I chatted them up to their Instagram. Veritota, Smoshi, even the Sabinos, all of them, it is through that Instagram. Once they go to Instagram, they want to find out what they're doing. Find out what value you can give to them. Nobody wants to, I won't want to speak with you because of your dressing fine. If you don't have value to me, I will see you as quality, but I will not see you as a partner. So networking and collaborating must come with what? Value. Today, if you are living here, ask yourself, what value can I give to the next person? Start from your roommates, start from your friends. If you are not valuable to your friends, you will know whenever you call them, it's not their phone. It is a simple truth. Most of us are experiencing that, and I not even want to say the truth. As I am, I can't imagine myself calling my friend and the person is feeling like I'm disturbing the person. No, because you need me more than I need you. And that is what I want you to understand. If you have a business you're doing, you're a writer, you're an artist, you're whatever you are, first of all, add value to whatever you're doing. Then the next thing you do is look for somebody doing the same thing you're doing, collaborate with the person, and know what? Network with the person. I will not leave this place today without collecting 2 or 3 numbers. I'm not collecting because of I need the number. I will collect it so that tomorrow I will view the person's status, and the person can view my status. One thing is sure. People will keep watching your status. Once they see the value they will DM you. It is the simple truth. So do not feel bad or shy to ask people for their number. The only thing they can say is no. That's the person I have to like. I don't feel shy to ask for whatever I want. Is that the least you can tell me is either yes or what? And do not feel bad when people reject you. It is a sort of motivation. What did I say? Do not feel bad when people reject you. It is a sort of what? When you make it tomorrow, one thing for sure that that person that rejected you will surely need your value. And somebody will accept you. Even the most stupid person in the world is accepted by somebody. It's the truth. If you are a content creator and you don't do well, people say, they will come to your comment section and they will bash you, they will tell you, this person is mad, yeah. It is motivation, keep building. With time, you find that people start consistency is another thing, yeah? But at some point, consistency without connection can make it take 10 years. So is that the value of network? Because you can be consistently doing nothing. There are people that are consistently doing nothing. God has seen you wake up every day consistently and they are doing nothing. Because in their head, they think they're doing something. But once you meet the right direction, you find out that you'll be wasting your time on the days. That's where I think most times God comes to the picture, because God is the one that gives you direction to meet the right people at the right time. If it was a party they called you, I will bet you this one will not be. Yeah, will fool from here now. It's the truth. If it was a party now, or they say they have SUG, what they call it, what they are sharing here and bonfire night, this whole place will fool. So I know that your event is a success, but I'm happy to see a handful of persons that still want to sit down and listen to value. This generation, the issue they have, they don't like listening to value. They will prefer taking whatever is on social media, they like painted by social media, they prefer to take it down for them to sit down and listen to this kind of thing, or pay their money to do this. But for them to go to get down, let them play music and music, everybody wants to be there. So you are the few ones that have chosen to build value. For today, don't forget to network, don't forget to collaborate. Get that is doing the person to come back to this place and make sure that the person does something that is valuable to you, and you have something valuable to give the person before the year. Don't let the year and say, I am that person inviting that event. Okay, my name is okay. Go straight to what you want. Let me teach you how to test people that you feel like they need their help. Are you here with me?
Yes, sir.
My name is Bar. You come down. I am writing you to ask for so and so. Go straight to the point. Don't go with how are you, sir. Are you asking me how are you? If I'm not fine, I won't be relying on your chat to start with. But I'm being very honest. Nobody wants that familiarity with you except you show them the value you have before the time. Like, tell them, I do so and so business. I do you see you as one. You come to a place where you're supposed to speak out, you prefer to keep quiet. Oh, judge it as simple. So you carry yourself in the group, you walk in your character. Most times you have to think before you talk. Not after talking, you start thinking. But there is no second chance to make the first impression. What did I say? There is no second chance to do what? Anything you do the first time, my brother, no matter how much you try to reconcile that, how we network and collaborate. If you have what it takes, keep pushing. Network. Meet people as many questions. This school has over 1,000 persons. How many times have you met? You are still in your hostel, you are good. Someone will tell you, I like my life the way it is. Your life, you see shaking after university. Don't worry. By the time you graduate, you get your life the way it is. By the time you hustle, and not you are doing open for business with 4/7, nobody is going to patronize you for the 24 or 7. I like that. You tell me as a business person, your contact, you can be your contact is 20 persons. You go put your business on every person. There are these people that are very, very good. It's true. As a business person, as a creative, you are putting your business master on this every person, and you expect me to patronize you, so tomorrow it will disappear. Then if I want to see you as a corporate person, I will not have evidence to see you. It's the truth. When you are collaborating, at least you can use you, and you will never go far. The first time they did about fashion week, yeah, we collaborated with them. We go all we wanted, had an agreement. They came to it, we kept it all first step. Those came them and some hands. All of them, Chinera Kakobi. Yes, when they did the first social media conference with class, we brought his ambassador. We collaborated with them. All these things are, I did collaborate with them because I was not big, but I needed them and they needed me. So of course, to collaborate, have an agreement, and everyone is happy at the end of the day. But what if you feel like you want to sit on your own and you are doing your own thing and you are comfortable, maybe you are your own celeb, your own circle. By the time you leave this school gate, you find out you are nothing because there are 10,000 persons doing better than you. So reach out to them, keep pushing. Don't leave here today without talking to people. And don't leave here today and become the same person you are. It is your fault. Thank you so much. Let's move the show. Okay.
This career pushing to them. I was wondering why you got that one. Wanted to sit, when you sit, I said, well, if you have a question, shoot. Okay, so as you are still there was something he said, don't just try it, but be valuable. So as I was thinking about it, and I was spend since I was
On my own first. You must, if you want to do mentorship, that is, you have to go through mentorship before talking about collaboration. You can't wake up and be collaborating with your mentor. What are you collaborating? Except when you got into a level where this person must have better to the level. You don't need to go on automatically. Look at Pamtek. Yeah, you saw Ijego. Ijego was my secondary school, okay, one class ahead. Me and Ijego were this time. When he started, he was like a mentee to Children. Well, now they are collaborating and they are doing business together. Do you understand? You can't just wake up and collaborate with somebody you are trying to see as a mentor. First of all, you need to learn, sit down. That is what people don't understand. Sit down, learn how these things work. When you get to them, automatically, you don't even need to force it. If you are good and you are loyal, automatically, person collaborates with you. Just like when they do furniture. That's a vital system. That is mentorship. Then after you find out that one boy will have a shop, and then the first people in that shop, 2 of us. But what you must learn in the process is you want, if someone teaches you how to fish, don't fish in their words. Very necessary. What do I mean? Anyhow it is, your mentor teaches you some level. That's where people get to these days. But they end up trying to go into drag this with them. It is not necessary at all. That is not collaboration, that is competition. Do you get? Have I answered the question? So you are pushing the person, how what your intentions are. They are clear. This mentorship, who is specification mentorship before you go for collaboration?
So, it's the future. So, whenever how we met, right? This is like the first time we are meeting one more. So, pleasure to meet you, first of all. Yeah. My question is, as a creative, one of the leading voices in creativity and the space process of the world, when do you see, I'm an artist, those of us that don't know, when do you see art in the next 5 to 10 years, the next 10 years? Sorry, let's start with the next 5 years in back at your state.
Alright, one thing you should find out, there are things that are not big. Art is one of them. Mona Lisa art, the older art is the more valuable price. Do you know what I just said? Anything you do in life, the older it gets, the more valuable it becomes. Minus art photography, John Chukwu that said photography is charging more than someone that said photography. Do you know why? Because art and creativity does not have an age nowadays. Ava is growing. You might be the founder. In the next 10 years, people will buy your works at a way more expensive price, even when you are dead. Just like she said, musicians, even after they are dead, 70 years after, Fela is giving Grammy awards. After how many years after that, Grammy awards is giving an award to Fela. That is because creativity does not have age, it does not have time. So start anything you are doing now. In the next, it might not be for you, it might be for the next generation. What was able to start speaking was when I saw the next one, but he has never heard this before, the truth. And the truth is that you might not know that it keeps inspiring people. And in the next 10 years, if they are not aware that studying this public speaking in this state, it should be part of them. It's a separate truth. They are not aware that studying academics that can stand up and say, when I know I am doing well is when Jim Martins came to our first time. I saw Jim Martins as people that will not stand for this to say. He called me and said, Richard, I need you. Like you would come and say, do it. You don't know people are watching. So in the next 5 years, Abba will have, if not 1,000 art people that grows, but if you not take the fact out that people that started are still people that will keep getting the glory. So I don't see anything as there's 5 years or 10 years from now have to be much more valuable than it is now. In that case, nobody can buy your heart for 500,000. You will start seeing you like, maybe this is what it does to. But give it to next 2 years, I promise you. If they don't that same thing that they want to buy for 15 naira, we set every picture 200 naira 2017. Now, for this now 5 camera, it's best of all just with United States, Abuja. I charge per picture 30K, and before other man, they pay happy. They pay us not because of what I'm snapping, they pay because of if I come to your place, if I stand, just stand in the middle and snapping is a video. Value. So you are bringing value, and that's what you're doing. In the next 5 years, the value will keep paying. That is the difference. There is nothing like going back. Whenever it's not something, it's going forward.
Yes, please, now this has a conversation. So before we go to pick, if you know what to ask you to do, stand up, stay in it, and you pitch yourself. That's all strategy. Pitch yourself. Say what you do before you shoot.
I think she is the last question I'm there.
Yes, yes.
My name is Chikweze Ilona. I'm a identity designer. My question is, how do you go to above your environment or sector? For instance, Abia State is not seen as a tech state. So, as a tech person, most of the time I see people living going to Port Harcourt, even Lagos, all these states. And maybe you are not yet able to work much yet or mature to move outside the state. Or does it mean that unless you move towards a particular state, you will not grow in a certain value?
Alright. Value doesn't have the vision. The tech guy doing this town that stays in South most of those outside country, you think in dollars. Network, same network in Port Harcourt and Lagos, same network in Abia State. See, it's a mindset. Okay, let's talk about your mindset. It's your mindset that leads you to think that things don't work in this town. It's a very big gap. I grew up in Nomalia. I schooled in Nomalia, University of Abia State, secondary school, Abia State. The first time I went to Lagos, someone from Abia State called me to come to Lagos and work with him. And I don't work, I work based on contract as a consultant. You think I go back to my state. Throughout last year, I was in Abuja. I came back to do my work in December. Now, I'm in Nomalia, I'm working for someone in Abuja. The truth is that it is your mindset that think that you need to move out. And why? Because you are too comfortable by reading that here that someone is a Muslim when I'm talking to show that mindset matters. The person doesn't see back in whatever I'm saying. It's the same truth. Someone here now is catching motivation. Other people are saying that where shall to where I'm putting for that God. See that I go out that you can see something. If you go to Lagos, it's not the altitude. If you are having one picture of Lagos, then my mother, there are 10,000 persons that are doing better than you. I just need to this is that whatever you are doing, and you see people from outside getting. There are very many people in that person that have most of the best persons that never find in this town are people that stay in this town doing themselves. In Lagos, people that are doing well and people that stay in this town doing themselves. So I'm not advocating of when you want to change your vision to build value. All you can do is go there for a while, get the connection, networking. Contact, collaborate, but don't forget the fact that it doesn't mean that if you are staying in this town, you can't achieve what you want to achieve. Do you know where I'm coming from? As a freelancer, you can be inside the state and people call you outside the state to work for them. After you buy yourself and come and pay your normal small house rent. You know how much challenges in Lagos? Don't go there.
You know, it's just in interaction with the same question.
Right.
Because what I'm saying that you have not, I work with other people. You have lost jobs. Because maybe you're from other countries, because they say, hey, you are Nigerian. You kind of hold them back into giving us those countries.
Okay, the point is that Nigeria has projected scam so much that people don't trust them. The truth about it is that it depends on the person negotiating, the power of negotiation. Yeah? You come to me and say, can you post that picture? I will tell you that the truth about it is that you in Lagos, I can bet you. If I don't do 10 times, I will refund you. See, when you have value and you know what you can do, speak with pride. See, don't remove pride. If you remove pride, they will match you. Take I've told someone before, if I don't achieve this, I promise to refund you 100%. They can't look at me. What do you mean now? What if something goes wrong? I say, nothing will go wrong. And God wants to whatever you say. The truth is that I may be afraid at that moment, but I need to prove to this person that you can wake up and tell because I'm in Abia State, you are shaking mouth. I don't use, don't do that. Let us see how they carry themselves. Have you seen a power of that person? Even when has many so much that we think that one is a state. I didn't know that one is one inside them. I was shocked, but the way whatever carries himself, I'm from Edo, I'm from Benin, I'm from Wale. I just say, let me come because say I'm from Aba boy, you know Aba can give you. Aba can give, Aba don't want to person, I just see people not, because I get angry when people say that Aba is a state. I tell you, one health better than Aba, they will tell you are car, Aba, like I hear that a lot here. So, my brother, what they tell you is negotiate with the person. I don't take it seriously. I know I can do this. If you give it to me, I don't achieve it. I don't marry with one thing. If that person does not give you, that person doesn't want to work with you. It's the same with it, you will give it that thing. And you give that when you achieve it, you build trust. Because not only that, this person like take him for his word, but you will deliver. I hear you say take him for his word. Because the person wants to give the person, you will give her. So it's about you, not about the person. The person is just trying to, I want to come to you, he will say, these people, they are not competent. It's just that simple. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so that was very, it was so I learned a lot. So I think when you're really here, you should walk with your shoulders high. Like I'm proudly made in Aba, right? You should be proud of where you're coming from. Do you know that Aba, I've just realized that Aba, they see us as a China of Nigeria. You know what they do in China, you go to China, you produce, you import, and you just turn it to be a trademark. Just produce your logo, give them they'll produce it and give you. Just whatever you want, however you want it. So I feel like Aba is the China of Nigeria, right? Because have you seen what Aba people are producing? Any clothes that is trending now, just give it 3 weeks. If you see that it comes into Aba, give it 3 weeks, you will see. You know, I think one of the things that they associate us with is imitation. I don't feel like it's imitation. It is just us creating our own style, and it's because of lack of access to, real materials and resources that are original that can last. But you see, whenever I say trending clothes, in my mind, I just say give it 3 weeks. In and you can't tell the fake from the original. How about that? You can't tell the fake from the original, and it's because we're not paying attention to these things. That's why it seems like we're producing information all the time and all of that. But if you can give people the right training, the right resources, availability to training on how to do the right machines, they will produce even more than where we are importing those things from. So I feel like wherever you are, you find yourself, just be proud that you're from Aba. Are you proud that you're Aba? Are you proud that you're from Aba?
Yes.
I'm proud. I don't know about you guys. Please celebrate yourselves for being from Aba. Okay, so while he was speaking, very important people walked in. So do you know that we have someone that attempted to break the World Guinness record on our list? Do you know that we have that? We have our own university in Aba that attempted to break the World Guinness, and even like government officials came, the world came to watch him. This is very appreciated. So can you tell me what
So,
we're good.
Last year, I happened to be in the same room with His Excellency Dr. Alex Chomawati during the birthday of Chief Zemina, and he actually hosted. And I was down by accident. Reason is because I was walking to and fro shopping for the preparation of my next world record. So when I was with the Commissioner of Art, Culture, and Creative Economy, his Honorable Commissioner Matthew Ebulive, he asked me, can you draw His Excellency while he's talking, while he's on stage? I said, of course. But it has to be the pencil though, because if it's paint, they said okay. So I was over and they said okay, let's have you draw His Excellency's hosting the birthday of Zebodiah. Most of us feel not know Zebodiah. So I said, that's okay. It means I have to come back to Aba, pick up my pens and then. So quickly I had my boys fix my pens, so I came to Aba, pick up and went back. So I happened to draw His Excellency live. Took me less than one hour. And so that alone, this year, if God wants to fix your shit, God wants to fix your, I want to say shit. If God wants to fix your shit, He will fix it to the core. So while I was drawing, I was backstage drawing His Excellency. My man went to pee. I didn't know I had my AirPods on. So I was hearing, people love His Excellency, so they were just making lots of money. So when I pulled up my their product, and then they was going to focus. So I focused back. It was much late after presentation and all. He told me, His Excellency walked past you and then was gazing at what you were doing, and he had to move back. So that's to say that he's aware. I'm sure that I did that right there, right? So I gave it. He gave the form, the full Guinness World Record for most pieces painted in 1 hour, which the Guinness World Record guys cancelled. So this year, I took it upon myself to attempt another record, largest drawing by man and individual, and this one was funded by myself. And I have so why I had to do like this because Guinness World Record is not 5 million naira project. It's way above. So and I'm so glad that I did that to prove to our artists that where you are is not all that there is. You can actually be anywhere in your mama kitchen, in your father's parlor, and reach out to the ends of the world. Okay. I was just coming from a particular school in Okohim, Kobe Junction. I went to do syllable review to paint the entire school, do mural. Mural is all this war artistic drawing, right? So, and I was asking, how did you get my contact? And they said they asked this person to ask this person to ask this person to ask it together. So I can't really say it's this person. But that's how it works, right? So, but you cannot, like Preacher was saying, you cannot get these things when you are in your papa hand or your hands are full. Right? So you have to push out. And I can tell you, since last year I attempted the first one till this day, I don't be a small person. I can walk to anybody, I can talk to the government officials, and they look at me like, this is someone. So, like Preacher said, oh, sorry.
Okay, after that, say hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Okay, please. Let's have our covenant. Please, let me shake our Before that, he said something about networking. So of course we can't stand up, we're going to network. You're taking pictures and what you're going to be posting on your status or selfies or videos, whatever. So just put hashtag the creative economy, hashtag proudly made in Aba. Do you understand? Yeah, so let's start, get to it. Just stand up, meet people, and then we just have 5 minutes for this day. The way you can and instead of that, stand up, just go around, get to know people, take pictures, selfies, post on your WhatsApp status with the hashtag the creative economy. And not say go outside, I say please here. Post pictures, the creative economy. These people are sitting down. These people are sitting down. These people that are sitting down. Please take pictures with someone. If you don't want to snap with somebody, snap a selfie. Just take a selfie and post on your status. The creative.
I remember the last time, I think it was that last program they held. I think is it at Market Square, something like that. You know, it's very hard to see this kind of program happening in Aba because, like somebody said, that Aba is not yet a place for pay. He's saying the truth. Because you hardly see government people or individuals posting this